My name is Andrew Pinella, and this is my silent reading assignment on A Separate Piece by John Knowles. The main protagonist of the story is a character named Gene, who attends Devon High School during World War II with his friend Finney, who's his close friend for most of the book. Finney has astonishing athletic ability, and Gene suspects Finney of trying to sabotage his schoolwork as they meet at a tree. Um, every week, um, he thinks that he is trying to sabotage his school activities as he's jealous. Eventually, Finney suffers an injury from falling from the tree after Gene shakes the tree. Gene continues school and eventually decides to enlist with Brinker, another friend who he's met after Finney. He assumes Finney is no longer attending school. Gene sees that Finney is well again and still in school, doesn't enlist, and goes back. Gene learns that Finney had plans to compete in the 1944 Olympics, but due to his injury, could not. His broken leg had disabled him from running or competing in any sort of athletic event. Gene then decides to train in his place out of guilt, and Brinker starts to think Gene had a part in Finney's accident with the tree branch, which he did. Finney breaks his leg again, running out of a room and downstairs during an argument between Gene and Brinker after failing to clearly recall the accident at the tree. During the surgery for his second broken leg, Finney dies when a piece of bone marrow enters his heart, and everybody goes on to graduate and enlist in safe branches of the military. The symbolism in this story is very prevalent. I found the two largest cases of symbolism as the war happening within the story, constantly brought up over and over again, that represents the trials of growing up and having to face imminent obstacles and difficulties. Another one would be the suicide tree, which is the tree that Finney fell from. This represents the fall from innocence and the transformation into adulthood. This shows that real struggles can lie ahead and bad things can happen. For example, Finney's leg. It shows that when you're young, you think you're invincible until something serious happens. Most of the plot is centric around the suicide tree and World War II. Whereas World War II is happening in the background, the suicide tree is a real topic brought up again and again. The character archetypes I found in the story are Leper and Gene. Leper is a biblical allusion to one of an outcast, sort of, in the Bible as well as in the story. He joins the army in order to find belonging, and I found the archetype specifically for him is the loner, since he does not fit in very well with the crowd, in terms of Gene, Finney, and Brinker, the rest of the group. Gene is the main protagonist of the story. He is the narrator as well. He is prevalent without the entire thing. He demonstrates the situational archetype of the hero, since he is most focused around the entire book. The situational archetypes I found in the story were the call to adventure, where Gene is called to his main journey, which is the war. After Finney breaks his leg, there's no competition for Gene and Brinker afterwards, so he needs some fulfillment in his life, which I feel that's why it was a call to adventure. The refusal of the call is when Gene doesn't enlist, when he finds Finney is attending school again, enrolls in school again after finding that out. The return is the summary of the entire book, sort of the wrapping up. This is where Finney dies, Gene continues school, and normal life continues, where everybody enlists in short, safe branches of the military. And it's the happily ever after. This is the silent reading assignment for a separate piece by John Knowles.